reflecting back on the last election and how my generation, first-time voters, and also my parents voting for the first time, it was watershed because for a long time people didn't have very much choice. It was walkover for most, and given that choice, I think it's very easy for a lot of voters to do a protest vote, because now you're given a choice, and if you're unhappy about something, it's just very easy to cast your vote in that way. And for me, I think that the bigger question is voter education, and how can we then cultivate in our young people and people older as well, whether through the education system or otherwise, good voting hygiene, things like knowing who you're voting for, and not necessarily, the emotional impulse, I think, is genuine, is authentic. Everybody have a reaction to things that affect them, policy that affects them. But how do you take the bigger picture into account, and how to make use of your vote in a responsible way?
I think it's absolutely something necessary. We are still a very young democracy, and we don't even have parties with philosophies and positions. We have positions on issues, but we don't have positions on principles. Whether you are left wing or right wing, and this all exists in many countries. And I think as a young democracy, we have to learn and we have to educate our young what it means to vote. And ultimately is to focus on our future, Singapore, and what it really means to have whoever is up there leading us. Because ultimately, it may not affect us immediately, but it will affect our future, our children. And these are why it is important, like you say, to make sure people vote responsibly and not, as far as possible, not emotionally, given the fact that they will anyway.
What does, in your view, what does vote responsibly mean?
Well, ideally, it is sum of so many things. You are voting a person who is as human as you are, who will make decisions, sometimes good, hopefully mostly good, and mistakes that hopefully are recoverable.
How do you make that assessment in 9 days of campaigning?
That's why it's so difficult to do so.
Yeah.
And therefore, for someone who wants to be really keen in politics, myself, I was not even in politics. I was in a company which basically just make money. That's about it. And I don't even deal with people as people. And I just learned it when I got into the job. And the system that at least the PAP has created is that usually you will get in on the ticket of the party. In the next election, if you screw up, if you have no respect for people, if you do not deliver what you say, you are out, whether you are GRC or not. And that, I think, is how we have become, what we are right now. Should we evolve to something better? Why not? If there is a better system for us, bring it up. I mean, we should really examine it.